Okay, we are here on a gloomy Thursday, and it's kind of bad because there's a cell service outage, and some people are having withdrawals from using their phones this morning, and now that's all they're into right now. If you hadn't done so yet, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. All right, more imaginary numbers. Yay. Okay. Now, here's the big thing today. Okay. That I squared, or I to the second power, is -1. Okay. And it would have been any, you know, I don't want to go too deep into it. Just if we just take it for face value, okay, and don't try to be like a math philosopher, but why? You'll be okay. All right. If you want that deep conversation, come see me when I'm not recording. All right. So here is our example problem. We have 4i times 6i. So we're going to multiply the numbers. 4 times 6. And we get what? 24. Awesome. Okay. And then we're going to multiply our i's. Well, we have I times I, which is I squared. And what is I squared? -1. Awesome. So what is 24 times -1? Yeah, -24. And what's funnier than -24? -25. Thank you, Lily, for getting that joke. Appreciate it. 2 points for your house. Okay, so, all right. Now, not too bad. I know some of y'all are like, yeah, but that's what you do, Jeffries. You're really slick. You start us with something easy and get us like sold into it, and then you like turn around and make it harder. Not really. It just happens that way, okay? It be like that sometimes. Now, let's look at this example. Blah, 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 blah. Does stuff. All right, multiply the numbers. -3, 5, and 2. Now, kind of a neat thing, because the way I have this set up on your paper, that's actually how you would put it in the calculator exactly. This becomes -30. Okay. And then here we have I times I, which is I squared, which is -1. Okay. Now, -30 times -1. What is -30 times -1? 30. Yeah. Okay, so it's the same process as we go through. Okay. So this is our like base model vehicle. Okay. Everything else is just added on to it. All right. Anybody lost so far? Anybody want to be lost? I hate those things that says not everybody who wanders is lost. 9 times out of 10, you probably are. Okay. The only time I'm not lost is when I'm wandering around the store just to kill time. All right. Let's try these problems. I know y'all are really excited about this. All right. So if we have 4 times 8, which is, yeah, let me do it in the same format I just had. Okay, 32. All right, then I have I times I, which is, good, I squared, which is -1. So what is 32 times negative 1? Yes. All right. Now, here's the good news. This is a 1. So 1 times negative 7 is just negative 7. And I times I is I squared, which is negative 1. See, eventually, after you get used to saying that I times I is I squared and I squared is negative 1, you'll be able to see this and go from here straight to this. Okay? But we might not be there yet. All right, this is a hard one. Okay? This is really hard. So, okay, brace yourselves. What is negative 7 times negative 1? 7. All right, number 3. 3 times negative 2 times 6. This, let's see, 3 times 2 is 6. It's negative 6. Negative 36. All right. Now, I times I times I. All right. So, what have we noticed? We've done 4 problems like this. What have we noticed that what I times I is? Yeah, I squared, which is negative 1. You could actually sit there and kind of pick that out. You can say, oh, okay, that's going to be negative 1. Some people can see that, some people can't. And then you would have negative 1 I, because this I is just kind of tagging along. Okay, it's like the little sibling that has to go to all the big sibling stuff. Yeah, have y'all ever been the younger sibling that has to go to the older sibling stuff, or vice versa? You're the big sibling. Do you have to go to their stuff? No. All right. Now we have negative 36 times negative 1I, which is 36I. Okay. All right. Couple ways you could do this one. Some people will need to write this out like this. Some people will know their power rules and say, well, this is negative 2 to the 1 times 3. This is I to the 1 times 3. All right. It's there's multiple different methods. Okay. Basically, this is all it boils down to. You're going to have 3 negative 2's multiplied by each other. And just like the fish around the nuclear plant, you're going to have 3 eyes. Okay. That was a good one. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I missed it. All right. So negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. All right. Now, what did we learn earlier? What is these two i's going to end up being? Negative 1. Okay. So basically, we have negative. Biscuits. Okay. We have negative 8 times negative 1 times I, which is positive 8i. Now, here's the deal. I really wish I could show up here all the different ways and means and methods that people do these to understand them. I could, but the more I will, the more people will get confused. Okay. I don't want that. So if you have an issue with some of this stuff and multiplying them, these, especially like 3 and 4, let me know and we'll come up with a plan. Okay. And it will be our secret. We won't tell anybody else. Okay. Because it's our secret plan. Yeah. Hey, Serene, what do you get when you cross Arnold Schwarzenegger with the honeybee? The pollinator. It's, bee jokes are all the buzz right now. Womp womp. All right. So, distributive property. There, dadgummit, there's a typo. A plus BI form. That shouldn't be an equals. I don't know why I didn't catch that. Remember, can't have nothing. Okay. All right. So for those that may have forgotten how to do distributive property, because not everybody went to math camp during winter break. All right. It's this term times this term, which I have right here. Okay. This is 3 times 6 is negative. This is negative 18. Okay. Then it's this times this. Okay. Now, what I like to do is I like to mark this term out after I've multiplied it. That way I get my signs and stuff right because I treat this as a negative. So a negative times a negative. Okay. So I'm going to have a positive 24 and an I squared. Well, that's 24 times negative 1, which is negative 24. Now, I've got my two terms for my answer. Okay. Now I have to write it in the right form where it's A plus BI, not A equals BI. Dagnabbit. All right. So our real number, the number without i's, goes right here. Our imaginary number, the one with I, goes right here. And that is our answer. Okay. So it's like what we were doing, just with like one more step. Okay. How many of you, it's been a hot minute since you've seen distributive property? Okay. Thank you. One person, maybe two. All right. Let's see if we can do these. I know y'all can. All right. What is I times 7? Okay. And we're going to mark it out. What is I times 6i? Yep. 6i squared. Yep. Now, what do we know that's going to happen right here? Yeah. 6 times negative 1 and we're going to end up getting negative 6. So when we're done, that's it. Now, I can't remember if it was last semester or something. Had a student says, Mr. Jeffries, can you just say that when we have a number in I squared, that it's just going to be the opposites, the same number with the opposite sign instead of having to do all this? I said, well, yeah. If you understand it that way, that's fine. Some people do not. And again, that's okay. We love them. Huh? Negative 6 plus 7i. Yeah. So this gives me negative 5i. And then plus, then we've got negative 5i times 3i. All right. Well, this right here gives us negative 15i squared. All right. It's going to change the sign. So we keep the 15. It was a negative. Now it's a positive. So our final answer is 15 minus 5i. Now, again, shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully we kind of step through it easily for these two. All right, let's look at 7 and 8. Now, this is 24. Goodness gracious. Minus 12i. This is plus 8i. Minus 4i squared. Okay. All it is just two different distributive properties, double distributive. Okay. Now let's clean this up a little bit. We can combine these two terms because they're on the same team. Okay. So negative 12 plus 8 should be negative 4i. That should be red. That should be red. Okay. Now, what we know, that's all, folks. What's going to happen to this minus 4i squared? What is it going to change to? Yes. Okay. Now we can combine those two terms. So 24 plus 4 is 28 minus 4i. Okay. All right, number 8. Sorry, I had people trying to act like they know me. All right, what's 8 times 10? 80. What is 8 times negative I? What is negative 4 times 10? Yeah, negative 40, then I. Okay. Negative times negative, this is going to be a plus 4I squared. All right. So what's going to happen here? We can combine these. This gives us negative 48I. All right. What's about biscuits? What's going to happen right here with this plus 4I squared? And then our final answer, 80 minus 4, 76 minus 48I. Okay. So now we have a practice sheet. There is a problem on here that or two that I don't want you to do yet, but I'll talk about that in a second. Hey, step through this. Okay. When people try to rush through these problems, that's usually when they make a mistake. Or they have really big fat fingers and they're trying to type and they accidentally hit the wrong thing. For y'all with y'all's little, skinny little fingers, y'all are fine. All right. Don't forget, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. Good stuff. Good things. Roll Tide.